Hello, everyone. Welcome to this webinar brought to you by Bursa Malaysia and managed by our company LifeChamp. So today, our webinar title is Thematic and Sectoral Investing. So welcome, everybody. So my name is Shen Chu. I'm the moderator for this webinar. Now, thematic and sectoral investing is definitely an exciting area for us to look into because that will expose us to what are the key themes in the market and what are hot sectors that are trading all the hot money, so we can identify where are the opportunities and we can ride on those opportunities and make massive amount of profits. All right. So this is one of the investing strategies that a lot of growth investors are looking at. And today we'll be exploring this topic. Now, disclaimer for this session is, whatever we share on this webinar is only for educational purpose. So in no way that we give you any recommendation for you to buy or sell any listed securities that we mentioned here. So if you decide to make any investment decisions, you'll be 100% responsible for all your investment risks. All right, allow me to briefly introduce our speaker today. And she is none other than Pauline. So Pauline is a licensed and experienced financial planner who is certified by the Malaysian Securities Commission Financial Planner Representative License and Bank Negara Financial Advisor Representative License. Pauline is also a course trainer and public speaker at Financial Planning Association Malaysia and Bursa Malaysia. Over 25 years in education, she has accumulated over 50,000 students and conducted over 200 large-scale corporate courses. Other than being a professional financial planner and educator, Pauline is also a best-selling author who has published 6 books on investment and financial planning. Her articles have appeared in financial magazines such as The Personal Money, Money Compass, and many more. So welcome to this webinar, Pauline. How are you?
Hi, thank you. Thank you, Shane. Hello, good evening, everyone. Yeah, thank you for the introduction. I'm so happy to be here again to see everyone. I'm actually looking forward for in every of the Bursa webinar because I feel very happy to share my knowledge. I hope I can share as much as possible in this 1.5 hours. Okay, so yes, so let's share my screen now, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so here I am sharing my screen. So today's topic is a very interesting topic. It's about thematic and sectorial investing. There's the I there, okay, sectorial. So a lot of people, they actually look at the themes to invest. So is it the right way to invest? That means you chase over the theme and then you invest in the theme. And do they always make money if they were to chase after the hot theme and then they get into it? Do they always make money? Okay, so maybe you can type in the chat. What do you think about this chasing the theme kind of a investing strategy? Do they always make money? Okay, so if you think that it's always make money, you type a 1. So if you think that not always make money, you type a 2. Okay, so if you think that chasing the theme is always the right way to do and then it always make money, you type a 1. And if it's not, you type a 2. I see 100% type a 2 here. Okay, yes, because very often sometimes we do make money, but the thing is that you must be able to get on to the right time. If it is at the beginning of the trend, of course you will make very enormous kind of a profit because you catch on at the early stage. However, when everybody is so excited about the theme, okay, everybody talk about it, everybody feel so excited about this, and then they feel that they are very optimistic, they feel that they can make a lot of money, and usually those are the time whereby you probably may not make a lot of money if you enter during that time. So today we will look at the the different types of the themes, and then we want to differentiate between sell on the news, yeah, that's right, buy on rumor, sell on news. And we want to know the difference between the themes and the sector investing. Okay, so let's start. So here we are going to talk about thematic investment, explore the major themes, explain the different sectors in Bursa, Malaysia, and their relationship with the economy. So this section here, I will have to share with you some of the statistics, like our economic statistics. From there, we can catch some direction of which are the sectors that are driving our GDP. Then you know which are the sectors that are doing well, and then you'll focus on those sectors. So identify the sectors that are outperforming the overall market. So this, we can use some of the simple charts to see whether they are on trend or they are below the trend, okay? So first thing first, the themes, okay? So if you to Google BlackRock, okay, BlackRock is the largest funds institution in the world. They have more than 7 trillion of fund AUM, okay? So it's the largest funds in the world. So they have many types of investment themes. So these are the themes that you can find. The most common one are the fintech, the future of the transport, the next generation technology, the nutrition, sustainability, and energy. Circular economy. Circular economy means that you want to reuse, you do not want to waste, but then reuse, recycle. Okay, circular economy, you circle back and then reuse it. So among these, right, can anybody tell me which one of these theme, right, is now, if you're to invest, there is still room to grow? Okay, which one of these, if you're to invest, there is still room to grow? So that means you can still make money lah. Okay, so which one? There's no right or wrong. It's just that sometimes it also depends on the company or the stocks that you are investing also. Marvin, nutrition. Okay, and so fast. Adil say that is sustainable. Zahil say that is technology. Izzat say that is fintech, and many people say it's fintech. Ashraf also say it's fintech. Bernice also say fintech, and next generation tech. Okay, next generation tech, maybe it's aerospace. Going out of the Earth, we are going to the Mars. Okay, so those are the space exploration. All of the above, yes. All, yeah. Nutrition and sustainable. 5G is where? 5G is next generation technology. Okay, 5G, 6G. And in fact, for me, right, I find that nutrition is very interesting space to look at. When we look at nutrition, right, it actually involve many sectors across the whole investment space. So nutrition comes from the food, and the food comes from agriculture. Okay, so that is agriculture. That the way we do the farming, maybe genetic kind of intervention to improve the genetic of that nutrition of the food that you grow and things like that. It could be food supplements, it could be the food that you take, it could be meaning that it will improve your health. Okay, so the keyword is health, healthy eating. And yes, palm oil, anything to do with commodity food commodities, that farming will be the upstream. Okay, then biotechnology. Okay, farmer, yeah. So farmer is more like the pharmaceutical. Okay, but for here it is a whole range. So from the upstream to the downstream also include the pharmacy and also the distribution network, and the middle will be the biotechnology. You want to reinvent, and then such that probably you can have a plant-based kind of food, plant-based. So meaning that no more meat, because meat is like you kill the animal, right? So it's not environmental friendly. So therefore they go for the plant-based. So meaning that they produce the meat using plant to produce it. So these are the different kind of nutrition that we are looking at. And of course, sustainability. Everybody is talking about sustainability. So one of the easiest way to look at this kind of a theme is actually look at the startup industry, okay, the venture capital or the startup industry, because it's usually in this startup industry, right? Then you see that where the money is putting to. So that means that the high net worth investors, they are interested into putting their money where, because they know which industry has more growth, more rooms to grow. Okay, so in fact, if you were to look at it, the fintech, it was maybe last 2 years, it was very popular, fintech. But now, if you to look at the current situation, healthcare, yeah, healthcare, maybe we can put the healthcare under nutrition, or even the next generation technology, stem cell and all this. So if you were to look at the way we are looking at all these innovation in the startup industry, you see that the transport is also part of it. Like right now, if you look at Indonesia, the unicorn, which is the 1 billion net worth of the startup company in Indonesia, is actually, do you know what company is that? The startup. It is the Gojek, yes. For Singapore, it is the Grab, yes. For Malaysia, it's the, actually we do not have, but then we do have something to do with transportation, which is the Custom. Okay, Custom is automobile, and it's distribution and used car and the buying and selling, and so it's like an app. So you are combining the buying and selling of the automobile and combined with technology, and this technology will be the mobile apps. So we are looking at transportation there, okay, the current trend. And also Aerodyne, yeah, Aerodyne, is that the health app? Aerodyne, is that the health app? Because I also see that we have a lot of up and coming health app, whereby people are looking at how to keep ourselves more healthy, okay, by using a very convenient app on our phone. And that is also a big business. So you are seeing that all these are themes that where the money is. And so if, let's say, we want to relate to our Bursa Malaysia, okay, so you must be wondering, how does that got to do with Bursa Malaysia? Okay, so here we are looking at it. So here there are many themes. Not all the themes our companies are involved, okay, because we have to realize that different countries, our structure, the economy structure is different. So for example, if you look at the US, of course, you can see a lot of technology related stocks. But for Malaysia, we also have technology stock, but the technology stock is more to the semiconductors, because that is our strength. Our strength is the manufacturing sector. Okay, so which means that when we talk about the themes, not all the themes are actually can relate to our Bursa Malaysia stock. But however, there are certain themes definitely you can relate to. So somebody say it's sustainable energy. Maybe we can say that ESR, okay, ESR theme. So ESR theme is something that we are, ESG, sorry, ESG, environment, social, and government, corporate governance. So ESG is something that everybody is talking about it now. Okay, so maybe this ESG, we can still try to look for identify stocks that are ESG friendly, and we will avoid some of the stocks that are ESG not friendly. Okay, so that may enhance our portfolio. So what other themes that you can relate to Bursa Malaysia? Okay, type in the chat. What do you think? What are the themes that can relate to Bursa Malaysia? Anybody? So you'll be cracking your head, wow, what kind of theme it is, okay? How about some sustainable energy, future of transport, solar, yeah, ST, yeah, solar energy, okay? We do have a few solar energy, renewable energy related stocks in our Bursa Malaysia. So we have the SciPark, Solar Vest, and some of the utility companies, they also involved in renewable energy. And some of the plantation companies also involved in the renewable energy. Okay, so it is across different sectors and industries. The theme is there. Okay, the theme is solar energy, but then it is across plantation sector, across the industrial, across the utility. So you see that, you know, when it comes to a theme, we are not talking about which sector, we are talking about the theme, and then we say, okay, which stock is related to that. Solar panels, yeah. So there are some stocks are like that. Okay, nuclear, you mean nuclear power plant, is it? So that part, I'm not sure whether Malaysia we do whether we have any nuclear power plant, but if we have, I mean, maybe we don't have. Yeah, we don't have. Okay, so ours is more on the renewable, like a solar, like, because we are tropical hot country, we have abundance of sunlight, so then we can have solar energy. Okay, what else that we can also relate to our Bursa Malaysia besides solar energy? Future of transport, that one maybe not. Okay, maybe EV. EV. For EV, at the moment, battery, yes. Okay, so that will be related to the EV industry, which is the battery producing company. So can you tell me which are the battery producing companies in Malaysia, in the Bursa Malaysia? Yes, Greatech. What else besides Greatech? Okay, there is also another company that produced the charging station, which is what? Charging station. Pestech, I'm not sure, but it's in Yinsen. Yeah, Yinsen, yes. Yinsen has a charging station. Okay, then in terms of the selling of the EV cars, what are the automobile company that will be selling the EV cars? Too late to enter all those counters. Yeah, if you notice the automobile sectors, I mean, some of the automobile shares has actually gone up. Battery charging stations. Yes. So we do have, okay. So in the sense is that we have the batteries, and then we have the charging station, okay, and we also have the distribution of the EV cars. So for the distribution of the EV cars, at the moment, it is not very wide popular yet. We only see maybe on the road. Have anybody saw any Tesla on the road or not? Anybody? Have you seen a Tesla? Yes. So probably you are living in KL. Okay, those people who say yes, you're probably living in KL. Saw on the Instagram, yes. Yeah. Okay, so it depends on where you live. If you are living in KL, Selangor, of course you see it, PJ, yeah. If you are in Penang or Johor Bahru, maybe few. Okay, so far for the past 6 months, I only saw one Tesla on the street in my area here, which is in Johor Bahru here. Okay, yeah, so you are looking at not that popular yet. We are looking at it. So, but however, people are already positioning in buying into the automobile stock, like Burma's Auto and some of the automobile stocks. Ours is AP problem not solved. I see. I'm not sure what kind of problem is that, but anyway, if we want to see that, we must see a lot of cars coming in, then only you see that you know, it's like a more popular. Okay, so right now it is still not yet, but nevertheless, you can always position yourself by buying into these related EV related stocks first. Okay, because especially some of the tech stocks that you name, okay, I do not want to recommend any stock. It's just that some of the tech stocks that you named just now on the chat there, you can position yourself first because they have come down to quite some level. Okay, so some of them is like 35%, 50% kind of a discount. But nevertheless, the technology sector, it is still weak. It's because we have the semiconductors industry. And if you notice, right, Malaysia is very good at in the semiconductors industry. Is the slide not moving? Yeah, not moving yet. Okay, the slide is not moving yet. Inari has OSAT, okay, meaning that they produce the chips. And they also have the they have across a few range of the semiconductor industry, from OSAT to the EMS, and then maybe a little bit about the ATE. They also do some test and burn. But I will see that they are the thing that is what I'm worried, okay, is that the oversupply of the chips may be coming. And not only that, and another thing, another issue about the semiconductor industry is if you look around the global countries in the world, yeah, at the moment, although you still see that the chips are shortage, but very soon you will not see shortage anymore. It will be oversupply. Why? There are recently the US also came up with some law they treat the semiconductors as the chip making as a form of a security, national security. So meaning that if any country, for example, China or Taiwan, right, if they were to restrict the supply of the chips to US, then it will be like choking the US tech companies, and then they will be losing a lot because they rely heavily on the Asian chips manufacturer. Okay, so meaning that, for example, the EU countries as well. So EU countries and the US countries, North America, they rely totally on the Asian countries for our exports of chips to these Western countries. So what happened if there is like a trade war? And then if we stop all these chips exporting to them, then they will be like, they can't do a lot of things. So then they have laws now. The US, they're going to have their own chip manufacturing companies in the US. And then for the EU countries, they will also have their own chip manufacturing companies in their own area. So meaning that they even have a law to say that by 2025, they will restrict or they will reduce the level of chip import by 10% only, okay, from how many percent down to 10%. So meaning that what we're going to see is that by 2025, there will be oversupply rather than shortage. So now probably you still see shortage, but in the future, it will be oversupply because first, supply also increase, more set up in the Western countries. Number two, demand also drop, okay? Because when oversupply, then you see that actually the demand, you must have that kind of demand in terms of the global population increase, and then the income level increase, and then we need to buy a lot of products and to use the chip to do it, okay? So in the end, it will be saturated into a level. So how many of us actually keep on buying the computer? If you look at around last 2 years was the time whereby you keep buying all these computer gadget. But in the next few years, maybe you will not buy so frequent. And so that is why the demand will also slow down in the end. Okay, so all these will affect the outlook of the technology industry. So in the end, some people, another group of people like the Jim Roger, okay, you know who is Jim Roger, right? So Jim Roger has been always looking at the agriculture sector. He has been asking people, and he has been bullish on the agriculture sector, and he thinks that the agriculture, the commodities are the place to put your money in. Of course, at the moment, we can't tell who is right or wrong, but it's just that we just need to diversify, okay? Okay, so when we look at which themes to buy, or which sector, or which industry, or which kind of theme, you have to look at their ability to price higher, their pricing power. Their pricing power is the most important thing in stock analysis. So meaning that if, let's say, you want to select a stock, you need to look at the company and see whether they have the ability to price high. Okay, so if you look around, what are the things that you can see that can price high? So what I see obviously is the iPhone, okay, and the Apple products. And if you look around, Tesla, also another one. And even in the EV car industry, there are different price range. For example, if you look at Tesla, people will think that Tesla is like the Apple, meaning that people will buy into it is because of the quality and also because of the prestige image. So that will affect the way people are willing to pay for your product. And do you know that in fact for the EV, in fact for the EV industry, the price can be as cheap as 20 ringgit per unit. For example, the China-made EV car, it is as cheap as 20,000 ringgit per unit. Okay, and of course it's very small, but then it's very cute. So that is the level of the pricing that we are looking at. So then if, let's say, you see that those EV cars, whether it is China made or it is the US made EV cars, you look at the pricing. So of course, other parts of industry are like household products or farmer apparel and luxury. So this will be the luxury goods, tobacco, software. And you see that software, in fact, has the highest pricing power because they have the IP, intellectual property. They have the property right. So nobody can copy them. Okay, so that's why it is the highest. Then the lowest is the grocery. So this grocery is you have a lot of substitutes. Things that you have a lot of substitutes, like you can be replaced easily, low pricing power. Okay, things that you cannot be replaced have a high pricing power. So Apple, iPhone, you cannot be replaced. Tesla, okay, so these are the things. Starbucks, okay, maybe you say, okay, when I want to drink Starbucks coffee. Even coffee bean to you is no good. You want to go for Starbucks, okay? So that is the kind of the level, the impression that people are willing to give, okay? So that is the beverages. Then the next important in terms of looking at what theme to invest is actually looking at the industry. So in this case, this EV industry, 2021, we see that these are the automobile industry, automobile companies that are actually producing the EV cars. So at the moment, according to this 2021, it says that Tesla was #1. But however, last month, I saw the news that in fact the BYD has taken over Tesla to be the #1 EV car producer in the world now. Okay, so that was last month, according to the statistics. So we see that Tesla and BYD, these two are the leaders of the EV industry. And down the road, we have others. Okay, so for Malaysia, if you are looking at it, so perhaps ours is the charging station and the batteries and things like that. And the next theme is called the ESG. Okay, ESG is something that we have been talking about it since the last 2 years. And if you to look at Bursa Malaysia stocks, we do have some ESG related, but however, do you make money from them? Okay, so if you, let's say you buy the utility stocks, or you buy the solar energy gimmick, yeah. So you buy the solar energy, see what happened to your solar energy stocks. And the only ESG friendly stock that is making money at the moment I see is the banking industry, because the banks usually they have a high ratings for their ESG score. Okay, so that is the only industry that is making money of your stock lah. I mean, if you to hold the financial institution stocks from the January until now, you will make money. But if you to hold like SciPark, SolarVest, and all this, probably you are not making money. Okay, so meaning that it could be something that is like somebody say, Justin say, is like a gimmick, or it has been overly everybody has overly, you know, or too optimistic about it. So when it was too optimistic, right, the price will actually go higher, because the thing about these themes are that their future earnings is not stable, meaning that the theme is very good. You have the, for example, the metaverse, right? When Facebook talk about the metaverse, then suddenly everybody talks about metaverse. For me, first time heard about metaverse, then quickly I will go and Google what is the metaverse, and then watch a lot of YouTube videos, and then try to figure out what is this metaverse about. And then but however, if you look at the stocks of Facebook, what happened? If you buy Facebook, what happened? You probably also not making money. Overhype, yeah, that's right, overhype. So in the end, we have to be very, very careful about the themes of investing. Get thematic investing. We have to be very, very careful. We try not to go in when everybody is excited about the theme. Okay, if everybody is excited about it, probably it's not a good time already. And have you heard about ARKK, ARK Fund? ARKK, ARK Fund. Okay, the fund manager, be fearful when others are greedy. Yeah, the fund manager is Katie Wood. So the ARK Fund used to be a very, very popular ETF in the world, but because it was overly hyped, everybody thinks so high about the fund manager, who is a female fund manager. It's called Katie Wood. And look what happened. Okay, after for the last 2 years, the fund price has been going down. In fact, it has been down from the peak of 130 okay, US dollar per share, down to the current value is about $40. Okay, so all this you have to be careful. Okay, so here another hot theme is semiconductors. So if you were investing in Bursa Malaysia stock for 2020, the hot theme were the glove stocks. And if you were investing the 2021, the hot themes will be the semiconductors. Okay, so if let's say I ask you 2022, what is the hot theme? 2020 is the glove stocks, right? 2021 is the semiconductors. How about 2022? What is the hot theme? Commodities, yes. Yeah, commodities. Okay, yes, commodities. But the thing is, commodities also kind of weighing down a little bit. So meaning that these themes, right? Do you notice? If you notice, when I say 2020 is glove, 2021 is this, and then 2022 is commodity. So when I say like that, right? Do you notice that it go up to a top and then it go down? Okay, so for the glove, it went to a top, really high top, and then it go down to a rock bottom. For semiconductors, it went to a top, and then the down is actually just half price only, not as bottom as the glove stocks. And then for the commodities, it also went to a top. Well, for commodities, it didn't went to a high. The plantation stock actually didn't go up too much. when the crude palm oil price was 7,000 or 8,000 per metric ton, the plantation stock actually didn't go up as what I expected. Okay, so it did went up, but then it didn't go up too high, and then now it came down a little bit. So still break even compared to the beginning of the year. So if you compare current price and January, it is like maybe a small gain. So this 2022 is a bear market. Somebody say ideal, okay, and then CY says that finance. 2022 is finance. Yeah, that's a good observation actually. Yes, if you to notice, right, among all the stocks on your hand, for me, I only see that my banking stocks are still making green. It's a green color in the in my portfolio. My EG is red. Okay. OCBC. What is that? Is that a short form for what? What is that? Okay. So here we are looking at the kind of themes that we are investing. Sometimes it has to be fast. You invest, then you make money, and then you have to leave. Okay, otherwise you won't be able to capture the kind of gain. Otherwise, you see that you originally you see that you were having a positive portfolio, but you didn't sell, you do nothing, and then you see that it's negative. So your emotion will run according to the price of your stock portfolio. Okay, yeah. So here we see that the semiconductors, they are looking at good prospect. Okay, definitely all these are in demand. Data center, automobile, high-end smartphone, all these are in demand of the semiconductors chips. All these you need that. Singapore stocks also hedge against RM. Okay, good. Okay, so here maybe Malaysia, what do we good at? Maybe we are good at data center server. Okay, because I do see that Malaysia, we do have a few data center companies that are in Malaysia. So maybe this could be our strength. Okay, and so, but however, in terms of public listed companies that are involved in the data center, no, I haven't seen any, but I do see some REITs company whereby they do rent the office to the data center companies. Okay. Okay, so those are the themes. Now I want to talk about sectors. So when you look at the sectors, right, theme can be, like I said, it will be like a theme, but then it will be spreading across different industries and different sectors that are involved and supporting this theme. Okay, which is very wide. It's very difficult to invest also. But for a sector, it will be more focused. So you can easily do your research on the internet. Later, I'll show you where to get those research. You can easily get research from the internet, and then you can shortlist and filter and then come up with those stocks that are related to the sectors that you are looking at. Okay, so before we go into that internet search, let's take a look at the 13 sectors in Bursa, Malaysia. So these are the 13 sectors. We have construction, consumer, energy, financial, healthcare, industrial, plantation, property, real estate, and technology, telecom, transportation, and utilities. Now, can anybody tell me for 2022, right, which of these sectors are positive? Because as some of you say that this year is a bear market, right? But can you identify number 4? Okay, very good. Good observation. Cloud data, no. Number 3, energy. Okay, good. Number 7, number 9. Number 7, plantation. Yes, good. Number 9, real estate REITs. REITs are, yes, good. Very good. Number 1, construction. Okay, very good. Number 2, consumer. No, unfortunately, consumer is weak. Number 4, financial. Yes, financial, definitely yes. Okay, very good. So that means you guys are investing. And then if you look at your portfolio, you know that which are the stocks or industries are actually making money. Yes. So let's see. Okay. Later I'll come back to here. I want to show you the chart here. Okay. Here we see that the finance industry actually has 7% according to this until July 30th. Okay, now it's August, right? So until the July 30th, finance gained 7.1% from January. Okay. The plantation, 5%, rank number 2. And then the construction, rank number 3, 3.3%. Then the REITs, rank number 4, 2.4%. Then it's all negative. So meaning that the positive ones are these 4 sectors: banking, plantation, construction, and the REITs. Okay, energy is not even here yet. Okay, so where is energy? Energy is here, minus 4.5. And then the transport, minus 6.7. And industrial, minus 8.9. Industrial has been positive for during the whole period of the pandemic, 2020, 2021. But this year, it has gone negative. So meaning that if you were to follow the sectors, right, looks like every time when you see it's a positive, right, probably you need to sell, you need to take profit. And then you need to buy into those sectors that are negative, because reversion to the mean. So meaning that you will take profit on those positive one, and then you will invest in those negative one. July 30th, January until July 30th. Okay, until July 30th. So meaning that today is 10. So 10 for the first week, not counted there. Okay, so maybe the price dropped a little bit. Okay. So this one, healthcare, minus 24. And you know what's the reason? And technology, minus 32. Okay. So, and then if you look at the 2020, right, healthcare was gained 286%, healthcare. And then technology was gained 81%. And then industrial was 17%. And then transport, 4.9. So if you to recall, right, these are the themes for the 2020. What are the themes? The theme is the pandemic. So meaning that because of the pandemic, people actually have to demand for the gloves. So then the gloves will export to the whole world. So then it becomes 286% gain. And then for technology, why? Because everybody stay home, work from home, and then all the students study from home, and then all the parents have to buy laptops for their kids. So the technology stocks went up. Okay, demand for semiconductors increased. And also there was a shortage as well. So then the industrial product and services, because when we were having lockdown, the industrial product, services, and manufacturing companies, they are actually still working. Okay, they cannot lock down, right? So they're still working. So that means still producing the chips to export, because these industrial are related to technology. Okay, then the transportation and logistics, well, it is also related to this technology because they want to ship out and export. So all these, all related, and then they gain so much. Whereas now we are after that, no more of this technology hype and then the gloves hype. So then we are looking at the stable one will be the interest rate hike. So for interest rate hike, which the banks, of course, the banks will benefit. Okay, if let's say the interest rate hike is a mild one, okay, meaning that it is not a big interest rate hike, but it's a mild one, 0.25, 0.25, slowly like that, then in fact the banks are actually making money because the profit margin is actually higher. However, if it increases too much, of course, that will affect the non-performing loan. So that's why, because of this interest rate hike, the theme of this, the banking stocks are good. Okay, and also this year is because of the war, right? So because of the war, then the commodities prices has gone up, and because of that, then the plantation stock were up, and then of course the energy will up and then down. Okay, then the construction is interesting because before nobody really look at the construction because it's locked down, but now because it's opening up, and then we also looking at the government may have some of the projects, although it is not a big project, but probably will be coming out more in the future. So that's why people position now in the construction sector. Okay, and the REITs is I think it's not a surprise, because for people who have been looking for what to invest this year, they really can't find anything to invest already. Really, because all the stocks all the sectors are down. So then people will have to look for those defensive one with the dividend stocks. So then the REITs will come into the picture. So just when everybody is struggling of what to invest, and yet you can have that dividends, then naturally the REITs will come to your mind. So naturally everybody will think the same. Everybody will buy the REITs at the same time. So you see the REITs actually went up. Okay, so these are the things. Sometimes investing is common sense investing. So meaning that you don't have to think too hard or too much. You just look at the environment, what is the current situation, the current team, and then you try to relate to the individual stocks that you are purchasing. Okay, so we move on. Recovery team, yeah, that's right. So recovery team was on when we just opening up in April this year. Okay, this year April, you buy recovery team, you can still make money, but after a while then you see that it also came down a little bit. Yeah, your concern is my concern too. The debt is really high. No matter it is AirAsia or Genting Berhad, their debt level is very high. So that is something that you know, we have to look into it as well. Okay, so here let's take a look at some of the economic data, and then from the economic data we want to get a sense of where the money is, okay, that drive our economy. So then we look at the exports figure here. So exports figure 146.2 billion. This is in June, okay, June 2022. And the major contribution is the manufacturing, okay, that is 122 billion. And then followed by the agriculture, 12.9 billion, and then followed by the mining, 10.5. Okay, so meaning that what we saw is that the manufacturing presumably will be driven by the semiconductors. Okay, it is still in demand, it is still shortage. So the growth is still there. But however, if you to observe further, okay, starting from maybe June and then July and then August and then later the months down the road, you probably will see that the semiconductors exports will come down a little bit. Okay, it will, in fact, for Singapore, their semiconductors export has actually came down. Okay, so meaning the growth has came down, not the absolute figure. I mean the growth has came down. Used to be the growth is 30% and 40%, but now it has become 12%, 10%. Okay, it is still growing. It's just that the growth has subsided. Okay, so that is looking at the semiconductors industry at the moment. So this will give you a direction, a signal of where the semiconductors are looking at. Okay, here are the more in-depth analysis. So you look at the exports product. So what are the components of the exports product? So majority are these electrical and electronic products, semiconductors, majority 35.8%. And the next one is the refined petroleum products, and then the crude palm oil, and liquefied natural gas, crude petroleum, timber, and natural rubber. So a lot of commodities here. a lot of natural resources here. So meaning that these basically made up of our GDP growth. If let's say you are looking for what sectors to invest, right? This actually tell you that actually the semiconductors, the manufacturing are still there, okay? And then at the same time, the plantation and also the energy are still driving, okay? It's just that the local stocks are not moving much, especially the energy stocks. Because when you were looking at the crude palm oil price is going above 120, at one time it reached above 120 US dollar per barrel. But if you look at our energy stocks, it didn't go up too much, okay? And of course, then it came down. So sometimes it didn't really react to the environment. And but if you were to look at the US ETFs, those ETFs that make the most money are the energy related stocks, or the ETFs that make the most money. Okay, so it's different between here and US. Increase for the EMS, yes, blocked down by the ESG issue. Okay, EMS is something like the lower end, right? Because you are selling for your customer, your clients, like Dyson and things like that. So I'm not sure whether it is increased for the EMS, because it also depends on each of the individual tech companies who are your clients. Because if you notice, today they engage you to produce for them. Tomorrow they can choose another company to produce for them. You see, that means you can be replaceable, okay? Because you are just EMS. EMS meaning that anybody can replace you. Anybody who have that knowledge, it can be replaceable, okay? So that is why when you want to buy the tech stocks, right, you have to consider whether you want to buy the OSA, the EMS, or the ATE, because there is a difference. The ATE is more on higher end, whereby it will involve some of the intellectual property, okay? Okay. Oh, the ESG. Okay, the ESG is definitely a important factor here, because if you're looking at the energy sector is involved a lot of exploration, and this exploration, it will disrupt the environmental. It will be, if you want to score well for the ESG, definitely you can't score well for the ESG, because it's a disruption to the environment, okay? So that is why in terms of the energy stocks, especially the exploration that involve exploration, right, it will involve this ESG issue. Yeah, correct. So Nasru, yeah, right. Okay. And as he says, that commodity prices softened since second quarter, so the attractiveness is lower now. Yes, absolutely. In fact, if you to look at the global commodity prices, whether it is sugar, soybean, tin, rubber, all kinds of commodities prices, right, they have actually broken a chart pattern. They have formed a double top chart pattern, and then many of these commodities have actually broken the double top chart pattern, and then the price is on the way down. So meaning that the hype in commodities prices, in fact, is over. Okay, so that is what I can see, because technically it is on a bear trend. So yeah, attractiveness definitely is lower now. And it is not only one commodity. If you check, it is most of the commodities in the world. Is the economic data is a lagging indicator? Yes. Okay, so yeah, right. So it is a lagging indicator. So meaning that this will only give you some form of a guidance of where to put your money, but that it is not absolute. So you still have to read the news. You have to read the news, and then you have to follow up with the latest current affair, the trends and everything, and then try to see what is happening. So for example, today, the US is going to release a very, very important economic data. And that data is the what data tonight? CPI, yeah, that's right. So the CPI data, probably now it's already released. So if you know the answer, you let me know. You 8.5, okay, so it came down below expectation. So 8.7 or 8.9, 8.5. Okay, I don't know. So it is below or 8.5. So expectation is 8.7. Oh, so that is a good news. So you will see that the price will go up. Okay, but already yeah, bull. Okay, good news for the tech. Yeah. Dow jump 400 already. Okay, so as I'm talking to you, the market already reacted. So that is why sometimes we need to know what is the situation, and in this case it would definitely bring bullish sentiment to the Bursa Malaysia stock. So tomorrow you'll see that in general the Asian market will be up as well. Okay, so then here we are looking at this. Of course, now you see that it is going high, right? Going up. But then in the end, because of the technically, I do see that it is weak, okay, for these commodities. When the news came out, most trend is sell on news, so unable to catch it anymore. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so most likely, if you want to buy, you should have buy yesterday, okay, not today. So today is the time to sell, right? Yeah. Buy on rumor, sell on fact. So if you see the Dow jump 400, right? So it's hard to say. Then suddenly in the morning, when you wake up in the morning, it probably maybe less, maybe 100 points or something. Okay, because people already take profit. But anyway, you look at our Malaysian manufacturing sector. So Malaysian manufacturing sector, you can see that majority are still the E&E. Okay, and then followed by all these chemical, petrochemical, and manufacturing of metal, machinery, and all this. So all this. So in fact, in terms of our manufacturing sector, we are mostly very much resource oriented, resource low end based. It is not high end, but low end. Okay, so is it good or bad? What do you think? We focus so much on the low end, so it is pretty bad. Okay, and of course there are many factors influence about the industry as well. If you look at the plantation, okay, it used to be plantation stocks. A lot of the people, if you were to invest some 20 years ago, right, they like to invest in the plantation stock because of the good dividends, if you notice. But now people actually can't see that anymore. The dividends is maybe not so good anymore. And that is because of a structural change in the plantation industry. And what is that structural change? The structural change is that the major change is the cost of labor. Because we know that this plantation industry, they require human intensive, okay? Because you need human to pluck the fruits. You can't use machine to pluck the fruits, right? So you need human. And because if you look at Malaysia, okay, why I say that is a structural change is that before our minimum wage was 800 ringgit. Then it raised to 1,200 ringgit. Then recently it raised to 1,500 ringgit. So meaning that if you to hire so many foreign laborers, and then you have to increase the wage from that last time, the 800 ringgit to 1,500 ringgit. So can you see the cost structure of the plantation company has actually gone up so much? It has really gone up a lot. And which means that in order to be profitable, right, they have to make sure that the price of the commodity itself has to be high. The price has to be high enough to absorb the increase in the labor cost. So that is why I find that the investing in the plantation stocks, right, you have to be careful because of this structural change. We may not be able to see the kind of dividends that we used to see back in 10 years ago. Okay, may not. Okay, as he says that first batch of Bangla workers reached Malaysia a few days back and more are coming. But still, minimum wage 1,500 compared to last time 800. Okay, so you see the difference or not? Okay, anyway, we move on. Agriculture. Okay, so these are the agriculture and mining. So these are the figures. Okay, so now I want to switch to the online resources here. Okay, so the first online resources is this Bursa. It's called Malaysia Stock Biz. Okay, I have these three online resources. It's Bursa indices, Malaysia Stock Biz, and then I have the Bursa Marketplace, and then another one is the KLSE screener. Okay, so I give you the link one by one. I'm sure you guys also know the link as well. So this one is the Malaysia Stock Biz. The next one is Bursa Marketplace. So these are the places where I do my fundamental analysis. Okay, and then I will come to this last, okay, whereby I want to screen. So I will come here for first, and then second, and then third. So first, sectors. I want to look at the sectors that are screening. I can screen the sectors here. So let's say I click the Bursa indices, and then I will see that these are the sectors performing for today. Okay, so sectors performing for today, we are looking at the technology stocks. Technology sector has the worst, is the worst performing here, minus 2.9. And another worst is this one, healthcare. Okay, technology and healthcare is not doing too well. So hopefully tomorrow with the good news, and then this will rebound a little bit. And for here, what I normally do is that number one, I can look at their chart to see that whether they are bullish or bearish. So for example, I look at this consumer. A very easy way to look at it, you just have to use your 200-day moving average, because 200-day is a long term, because most of us, we are long-term investors, right? So we just use a 200-day moving average, and then we just want to see whether it is above or below that 200-day moving average. So take away the Bollinger Band. The 200 is here, this one. This is a 200. So this consumer at the moment, not too good. It is below the 200. So meaning that it is bearish. Okay, so then you know that consumer, you can't find you can't see your money grow if you to put in a consumer stock. Then we go into another sector. Okay, let's say the construction, okay? So this is the construction. Okay, so here we are looking at just above it. Okay, so meaning that it is above it, and then if we can find support here and then bounce off, that's a good news. So construction is above that 200. So that is construction, and then you can try to identify the stocks. Okay, once you see, okay, it is above, then you try to see what are the stocks that are performing. So then you go to is a filter there. Okay. Okay, here, sector. So you go to construction, and then you put all. Okay, then you will see that it is at the bottom here. So these are the construction stocks that you are looking at. So usually for construction stocks, we focus on the leaders. So who are the leaders? The leaders will be the Gamuda and who else? Okay. Now, this EcoVest is because recently they had the project of the rail, okay, the rail project from Singapore. Okay, so that's why the price gone up a little bit. So these are the, but if you to look at leaders, right? Suncon also a leader, and actually not many. Okay, so this is Suncon. The green ones are, you can see that they are okay. Okay, not so bad. Okay, so these are the construction companies, but actually they have also gone up quite a bit now. So maybe it's too late to buy in now. Okay, so here next we look at the Bursa marketplace. So for this Bursa marketplace, I usually will key in a stock name. So let's say Gamuda. So you have to wait for it to come out. Okay, I key in again, Gamuda. Usually it will come out one. Usually it will appear, and then we just click it. Okay, maybe I use this screener. Okay, from here. Okay, Gamuda. So the score here is 8/10. Okay, so it's pretty high score. So usually I will download the report here. Okay, so I click download and I log in with my username. Everybody have to register, then only you can enjoy the service there. Okay, so it's very convenient. High speed rail, yeah, that's right, JS. Thank you, high speed rail. Okay, download. Okay, download again. Okay, so here I usually will go into the middle part here. I will straight jump to the middle part. I'll jump here and then I look at the peer analysis, because here is a industry compare among the peers. So you can see that all these are construction companies. So among all the construction companies, you can see that what are their trailing PE and forward PE. Trailing means the published earnings per share. Forward means the future earnings per share, the forecast earnings per share. So if you to look at the trailing, it is the current PE ratio that you always see in i3 Investor and all those. Okay, so this is the current PE ratio, which means that at the price of 3 ringgit and 75 cents, the PE is 12. Okay, so which means that it is still not expensive yet. What is expensive? Usually I look at expensive as in the PE ratio is about minimum 15 or 16 or 18. Okay, above 18 then maybe it's getting more expensive. So above 20 it's high. Okay, consider high. So usually I will look at this 12 is considered a very reasonable. And if you look at the others, like Suncon is actually having 15.5. EcoVest, of course, will be higher. Okay, I'm surprised that it still have a positive earning. Okay, because I thought that this one have a negative earnings. Okay, anyway, so the lowest is this one. Okay, so which means some of them are quite high is because of their earnings, not good enough. Okay, so strong earnings, usually their PE is quite reasonable. So then these are the okay, may I know the forward PE? Who is forecasting? The research analyst. So if let's say you look at here, right, there are 17 research analysts analyzing this stock. 17. So then they have their own earnings per share forecast. So maybe this one is like an average of those research analysts forecast earnings per share. So then it will be looking at in the future, what could be the forward earnings per share. Okay. Okay. Then the last one, I will use this one is because this is a screening tool. So for example, you say, okay, I want to screen the main market. I want to screen the construction sector. And I want to buy a construction stock that is technically above the 20-day moving average, SMA 20-day, simple moving average 20. So I will click this. And then, okay, why is KGB under construction? Okay, that's a good question, because I also noticed that sometimes they will put the not related one into here as well. So sometimes the thing about this peer analysis, right? They will it's not always you will see a pure competitor analysis. It's not. Sometimes the stocks that come in, right, may not be so pure in terms of their sector. Okay, so that is a issue that I see in for this one. Okay. 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 So here we can also screen by the net profit. So let's say you say, okay, I want a net profit of okay, I want to have a year-on-year, quarter-on-quarter, consecutive 3 quarters of strong net profit growth. Okay, so you on this, and then this one you on. Okay, so you want a good performing stock that you want to screen up. So net profit on, and then SMA. Okay, so simple like this, and then you can start to screen at the bottom here. You click the screen button here, and it will come up. See whether there is any stock or not. Oh, no. Okay, so meaning that my criteria is too stringent here, so I have to off it. Okay, off it first, then maybe I will choose another criteria, maybe price change, 52 RSI. Okay, any more like over here, PE ratio, maybe PE ratio maximum is not more than 20. Then return on equity, minimum is 12. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Okay, also not, no. Okay, screen again. Only one came up, construction, GDB. What is that? It's a small cap one. Not easy to screen, huh? Okay, so let's say I just want a dividend. Okay, dividend 3%. Okay, let's see. Dividend 3%, and then I screen. Okay, at least I got a few. So, but these are the small timer. You can see the market cap from here. The market cap is about 200. The most is 300 million market cap. So meaning that these are a small timer. Okay, so not very interesting. So you can play around with this screener, and then you see whether it will screen something out. Okay, so this is something that you can use to get the screener. Okay, so then let's move on. So we find the stocks first from the sectors first. Okay, from the Malaysia stock based the sectors, and see which sectors is up and then which sector is down. So we know that the finance sector is up, and then some of these sectors are up. So then we know that if your money put here, at least it is still on an uptrend. Okay, so that means that you need to monitor. So if let's say you are using this method, right, that means you need to monitor, and you have to make sure that it is always on top of the 200-day moving average. Okay, something like this, it is safe because you are looking at it cross up and then it test here, retest here, and then it bounce off from there. So meaning that this is a confirmation that this 200-day is confirmed. Okay, and then if you look at this one is not confirmed yet because it is still struggling to cut that 200-day moving average. And the plantation also not confirmed yet. Okay, then this one is confirmed by Nets because it go up and then it tests here and then it go up again. Okay, so then you are looking at investing in the right trend first. Then after you select the sectors, then only you go into the industry there. Okay, and then try to see what are the stocks there. Okay. So here is actually one website, and this website is called etfdb.com. Okay, etfdb.com. The reason why I want to share with you this website is because they have a return rank according to the return, and then you can see that among the ETF themes, which sectors are actually performing well. Average 3 months return, it's a good return. So you see that these are energy, material, utilities. Okay, so the rest are not performing. So meaning that it seems that this year the theme around is more on the commodities. Okay, so looks like it is around the commodities. But however, as you can see, the oil price also go down, the gold price also go down, and all the commodities price are actually going down. Okay, so meaning that could it be the hype is over? Okay, so we have to be careful about that. Okay. Is this Malaysia one? No, this website is the global US. Because from the global US, at least you can see what is the global trend. Okay, however, Malaysia, we do have some differences there. Okay, so for example, if you notice, right, this year, among all the sectors in the US stock market, all the sectors, right, all the sectors are basically negative, except the energy sectors. The energy sector is the only sectors that are positive for the US market. But however, in Malaysia, it's different. Okay, ours is the financial sector is positive, and looks like the energy, because it is the ESG theme, right? It is not doing well, so that's why it is not. Okay, so I think I have finished my slides here. So any questions? If you have questions, please ask in the chat there.
Please ask in the Q&A there.
Oh, okay, I saw it. Okay, can I know what is the website? Can I have the link? Oh, sure. Okay, here it's called the. Okay, let me copy from here. Wait, now I copy from my slides here first.
So if you have any questions to ask Pauline, please write in the Q&A. Yeah, but I think Pauline, you have also addressed many questions along the way, right?
KGB, yeah, I already addressed it. That is their issue there. Okay, they always have some other non-related one coming into that.
I think the report was done by Alpha Indicator.
Okay, also see solar vest under construction should be wrongly classified. Yeah, also wrongly classified as well. Okay, Meta platform. Interesting, very interesting. Meta platform. Okay, I do see that it is our future. Okay, in fact, recently I happened to witness one of the metaverse meeting online, and as a participant, I can get to choose my own figure. Okay, so let's say I'm a lady, right? So I will be appear in the metaverse meeting as a lady, and then I can walk around in the hall. Okay, so that was my first experience in a metaverse conference. So I can walk around while the speaker presenter is presenting her script, her presentation. The participants, I can see many people inside, and each one of us, we are all represented by a cartoon figure. So then we can walk around, we can basically, but at the same time, we can still see the slides. So that is very interesting, but I'm not sure how this will improve in terms of the user friendly, in terms of the commercialization. How do people make money from there, and then and all this. So and at the moment, the one that I saw, right, I do not need to wear those that kind of a glasses like Google Glass. I don't have to wear. So if let's say I have to wear, then that means I'm actually going into a virtual AR VR kind of a situation whereby I will experience myself more real time into that conference. Okay, so if I were to wear those, so I think it is possible. Perhaps maybe people can use that for commercial purpose in the future, like a concert or something. Okay, but at the moment it is still in the early stage, just like the Bitcoin cryptocurrency. It is promising. The promising is there, but then it is not regulated. So that's why when you want to invest in this kind of a overly promising kind of a situation, you have to be very careful. Okay. So just a minute.
Okay, the next question is by Stephanie. Will commodity...
Wait.
Okay, I understand.
Okay. Okay, can. Yeah.
All right, Stephanie Chu would like to ask, will commodity price go up with higher inflation?
Okay, traditionally we say that when there's inflation, the commodities price will go up, right? But then every situation is different. So, but currently I do see that technically the commodities chart are not showing the way we see. So maybe perhaps there are many factors affecting the commodities. Could it be they have their own cycle, the big cycle? And the way I look at the commodity cycle, that probably we are still not in a bullish cycle yet. Because if you were to look at the past 70 years of a commodity cycles, you will notice that the commodities usually they will run through a long cycle, a very, very long cycle. So the bear cycle could be 20 years, and then the bull cycle could be 10 years. So in the end, whenever you see that there is a rally, somehow you see that it is somehow restricted by resistance. And that is because I believe we are still in the major cycle is still a bearish cycle. So we are always trying to break through that cycle, but then it is still bound by that resistance. So in the end, you see that the oil price, it will go up to 120, 125, and then it will stop there, and then it will reverse. Many times it reached there and then it reverses. So meaning that there is a resistance there. Okay, if it's a bull cycle, it is very clear. Every month you will see that it is up. Okay, so that is a bull cycle for a commodity. But at the moment, I see it's like a temporary rally.
Okay. Let's do one last question. Is agricultural stock a defensive counter?
Because agriculture, I believe, is considered commodities. So as long as it is related to commodities, I wouldn't consider it as a defensive. Okay, so I think it is not defensive, and in fact, it is rather speculative because it is commodities. So the price for the commodities is very speculative. So have to be careful if you are involved in the plantation stocks.
All right, so that will conclude our question and answer session. So thank you so much, Pauline, for doing this thematic and sectoral investing webinar for us. So thank you so much, Pauline.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your participation, and I hope I can answer all the questions, but thank you so much. Okay, thank you.
All right, so for our next webinar, it is titled pelaburan berteraskan dividend. All right, so for those of you who want to learn about how to do dividend investing in BM, this session will be conducted in BM. Let's join this session on this Friday that is happening from 8:30 to 10 p.m. So I've just given you the registration link, so you may register yourself if you are interested to learn dividend investing in BM. All right, so with that, we would like to conclude the session tonight. So a huge shout out for all of you who stay up until 10 p.m. to learn about thematic and sectoral investing. So thank you, Pauline, for sharing with us this session. I hope to see you all on Friday. Okay, bye everybody.
Okay, bye-bye.